Oh, guys, so this game came out like 6 months ago already. So today we're talking about Valorant, a game that we'll go back to Switch statistics. So first we can go to Switch statistics here. Yeah, to see if people still play Valorant. Oh, Valorant is not even in the top 10 games. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. No one's playing that. Well, we have to wait till the Christmas noobs come around. That's when most of the Call of Duty player base goes around. They come around. They get, majority of Call of Duty players come on Christmas. The Christmas noobs, the 5-year-olds, which is most of Call of Duty fans. Yeah, Fortnite is actually number one now. But yeah, no one, Among Us is starting to die off, which is not surprising because you can't even play a single. I'll do my rant on Among Us tomorrow and how that game completely sucks now. But Valorant actually has a 15-point lead, but Valorant is kind of it's a sword and shield of this year. It's a game that is very popular because the game's developers pay to give this game good reviews. We all know that all the streamers who play Valorant started playing it because Valorant paid them to give this game good reviews. So we're gonna talk about one thing first: is the graphics. The graphics are horrible. Okay, I know I made a video saying how expecting good graphics is, bad for the gaming industry. But Valorant's graphics look like it was like a game that was made for the PS2. Like this is like unacceptable, and on the level of Sword and Shield. Okay, this is like you make this game for. This is supposed to be a game that is supposed to be a competitor to Overwatch and TF2, and it looks not much better than TF2. If you look at TF2 and Valorant's graphics, they look very, very similar, okay? And we have this is this is the textures of Valorant. If you compare it to Overwatch, this was one of the most popular games in June, and this was the graphics the game was launching with. Like, really, the gameplay is, of course, a typical FPS gameplay. It's a 5v5 shooter. It's basically like Overwatch. You have your abilities, and some of these characters are literally rip-offs of Overwatch characters, too. They're like, oh, look, we have a character that shoots bombs at people. We have a character that can shatter the earth. We have a character that can teleport and steal people's life. That's weird. And also, there's a little character that's a rip-off of Reaper in this game, which is absolutely hilarious. But apparently this game is so amazing that 60,000 people are watching this game. Even though this game has toaster level graphics, if you look at the graphics of this game, it looks very horrible. We compare it to Overwatch. And again, Riot Games is a $1 billion company. Like Game Freak, they're a $1 billion company. Okay? And they're not developing this for consoles, they developed this for PC, and they're like, boasting about 1 million Twitch viewers. 1 million Twitch viewers, okay? This game's so great. 1 billion Twitch viewers. I'll give people one more game. Okay, even though we paid all the people to play our game, okay? And it's just sad that former Overwatch sounds. This is the game that really made me start playing Overwatch. Like this game is horrible. Valorant complete garbage, okay? And also, let's not forget the fact that this game's owned by Riot Games, and this game is practically that's a Chinese game, okay? This game is, Riot Games is practically a Chinese company, mostly. They're like owned like 45% by Tencent, which is a Chinese company. They're practically owned by China. And this game is another game that I think that Valorant panders more towards the Chinese market than Overwatch and Blizzard does. Okay, it's just absolutely hilarious, and this game isn't really that popular on YouTube. It's really only popular on Twitch. Okay, the only people who actually watch the game are on Twitch, which is absolutely hilarious. And here's Overwatch. Okay, here's Overwatch's graphics here. Here, okay, the image is not loading, okay, of course, typical Google, not loading the image. Oh yeah, here's an image of Overwatch, came out 6 years before Valorant, okay, here's Valorant's buddy wiki, yeah, Valorant, here's a picture of Dirt from Valorant. Yeah, this looks like they put no effort into these textures, okay? These ground textures, they look at, this is Overwatch, came out 4 years ago. Came out 4 years ago. It was put on consoles, okay? And the character models look way better than Valorant, okay? The character models in Valorant look way worse than Overwatch's character model. They look like they're like on the borderline of TF2's graphics. TF2 came out like 12 years ago, okay? 12 freaking years ago, and this game is on par with TF2 in graphics, okay? And if people think that Overwatch is a ripoff of Overwatch, you said Overwatch is just a ripoff of TF2. Well, Valorant's graphics is really like they pulled the graphics from TF2 and called it a day. Okay, TF2 is like a 12-year-old game, and this game looks like a 12-year-old game. Overwatch's graphics here, you see details on the rocks, you see details all over the place, and here's Valorant's graphics. Here's this another image of Valorant. Absolute joke of a game. This game is an absolute joke here. Okay. It looks more like Fortnite than Overwatch. It looks more like Fortnite. That's what the game looks more like. Here's Overwatch again versus Valorant. And this looks like this is Overwatch 2. Supposed to be coming out according to a leaker next year. You can see here that the game looks way better than Valorant. Valorant looks like a piece of garbage compared to Overwatch 2. Here's Valorant again. I think it's like here's Valorant and here's Overwatch 2. And this is supposed to be the big game of the year. Okay, this is supposed to be one of the biggest games of the year. Valorant is supposed to be one of the biggest games of the year. Overwatch, and they're like, oh my god, they're like, Valorant esports success. Okay, here's Valorant. Here's Overwatch 2. Okay, here. Again, it's not really a fair comparison between Overwatch 2 because Overwatch 2 is not out yet. But here's Overwatch here. Overwatch on the Switch here, and this is Valorant. Okay. Okay, Valorant's graphics, they're like very low, powery textures. They take some of the parts of the game looks very good, but they take the Game Freak route of the games here. They take the Game Freak route on their games. Well, look at Sword and Shield. Look at the scenes of Sword and Shield. The buildings they look like they put effort into. Well, you look at the wild area. It looks just horrible. And here's Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Sword and Shield was Pokemon Sword and Shield has good graphics on their house, on the buildings. But you look at the ground textures versus Valorant, they look mostly the same. The ground textures on Valorant and Pokemon Sword and Shield look mostly the same. And yeah, Valorant's graphics is comparable to Sword and Shield. It's just pathetic. This is supposed to be one of the greatest games of the year, but it's just a poor man's Overwatch of Pokemon Sword, going with Pokemon Sword and Shield looking graphics, okay? These are like the Pokemon Sword and Shield equivalent of graphics. They look at Overwatch here. And if we look at Overwatch 2, yeah, Overwatch 2 looks way better than Valorant. There's like no competition there, okay? Valorant is just a complete joke of a game, okay? Complete joke of a game. Valorant, this is supposed to be the Overwatch killer. It's supposed to be the CS:GO killer, okay? We're gonna go look up CS:GO. We're done doing Overwatch here because Overwatch came out 4 years before Valorant, and it looks. This is CS:GO's graphics here. CS:GO, and guess what? CS:GO, an 8-year-old game. Now the player base has gone back to where it was. Okay, again, CS:GO is a more realistic looking game. But you compare it to Valorant's, poor man's Texas, the poor man's Texas. This is an 8-year-old game, and it looks way better than Valorant does. It looks way better than the horrible Sword and Shield looking graphics of Valorant. Because I think that Sword and Shield looking graphics, unless it's like an indie game, is not acceptable for any. Because Riot Games is a $1 billion company. Just like Game Freak, they're a $1 billion company. Just like Game Freak, okay? And they put out these very horrible looking textures. Like, look at this texture here. The texture on these characters are horrible, okay? They look like they're like, oh, we can put so much effort into our textures in our game, okay? CS:GO looks better. 8-year-old game. Out being supposedly one of the best games of the year. One of the best games of the year, okay? Valorant. Here's Overwatch again. Sword and Shield, even compared to Sword and Shield. Freaking Sword and Shield had the same graphics as Valorant, okay? Overwatch, yo. Overwatch came out 4 years ago. That's the difference. Overwatch came out 4 years ago. And it still has better, it still looks better. It still, the textures look way better in Overwatch than Valorant does. And Overwatch came out 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Overwatch came out 4 years ago. You know, I remember when there was like the big new game. Overwatch 4 years ago. CSGO 8 years ago. And then this is Valorant. This is, and now compare it to Halo Infinite, supposedly horrible graphics. We have Halo Infinite, Halo Infinite supposedly horrible graphics. I didn't think they looked that bad. But here's Halo Infinite. Here's Halo Infinite. And you look at the textures of Halo Infinite compared to Valorant. Okay. Supposedly Halo Infinite has horrible graphics. Okay. Supposedly, according to, this is the Halo Infinite is the one game that I said about the most in the graphics video where I complained about how I was really only specifically talking about the next generation of consoles, how expecting these giant graphical leaps in gaming was ruining gaming because people are expecting so much out of next generation, but they don't really look that much different from last generation games. But you look at Halo, this is Halo Infinite's graphics. And this is Valorant's graphics, okay? Halo Infinite looks 100 times better than Valorant does. And you're telling me that Halo Infinite has fucking bad graphics. But then you say Valorant has good graphics. This makes no sense, okay? This is Game Awards, like, Game Awards, like, 101. Halo Infinite has horrible graphics. Horrible graphics. These are supposedly. This is why. But Sword and Shield this is the same gaming community that said Sword and Shield had amazing graphics. Okay, same community. Sword and Shield and Valorant have amazing graphics, but the goal say this is why I said this is just another part of why we talk about gaming graphics is just a problem. Okay, you can play it. You guys rag on Halo Infinite's graphics. Okay, you guys ragged on Halo Infinite, looking so horrible and looking so not that great. And Halo Infinite, they were saying, "Oh, Halo Infinite looks horrible. It looks horrible." But then you look at Valorant, it just looks like garbage compared to Halo Infinite. Okay, and this was released on the PC, the freaking PC, released on PC, and you're telling me that this game, has good graphics. When you compare it to Halo Infinite has way better graphics. Okay, even on the less textureless stuff. Okay, even the most memed thing about Halo Infinite, Craig the Brute. Okay, we all know him. Okay, still looks better than all Valorant's characters combined. Okay, Valorant's characters are just so horrible. This is just they put so minimal effort into the character designs here and here. Again, like Fortnite as well. Fortnite as well. It has its own art style, but this is supposed to be Epic Games. Riot Games, big game, and it looks so horrible. Okay, Valorant. Okay, 6 months later, still horrible, still not good. Okay, if you really just want to play a good FPS game, okay, there's lots of much better games. Overwatch is one. TF2 is another better game than Valorant. CSGO is better. Okay. Even freaking Splatoon is a better option than Valorant. Okay, that's how horrible Valorant is. Call of Duty, Cold War, even that game is a better option than Valorant. And Call of Duty, Cold War is horrible. Battlefield 1, better game. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, let's get that instead of Halo, instead of Valorant. Oh yeah, Halo Elite has better textures than Valorant. Now that's to tell you something. Halo Elite has better looking textures than Valorant's, boring, boring textures, boring textures. Halo Elite's a 360 games have better graphics than this game. Okay, this game's graphically on par with TF2, a 12-year-old Valve shooter that also has a cartoony-esque art style it's supposed to be more cartoony. And I bet if Valve made a TF3, it would look better than Valorant. It would look better than Valorant, okay? It would look better than Valorant. Riot Games is a horrible developer. League of Legends is overrated. Valorant is garbage, okay? Let's play Overwatch, let's play Halo, let's play Call of Duty, okay, instead. Just don't play this game, okay? And again, this game is also considered tiny spyware as well, which is another big problem about this game. This game is literally tiny spyware as well. So Valorant is horrible. It's never gonna get Game of the Year. Okay, it never will because it doesn't deserve Game of the Year. Okay, this game's garbage. Okay, don't play it. Obviously, I always said that like 5 times already, but just please, let's play any other PS game. Okay, you guys complain about Halo Infinite's graphics so much. Okay, but then you guys are playing Pokemon Sword and Shield and graphics. The guys are playing, you know, PokeTubers, they're like so blind to other games. They say Pokemon Sword and Shield has good graphics, okay? Pokemon Sword and Shield has horrible graphics, okay? Horrible looking graphics. Sword and Shield looks like a 3DS game that's poured onto the Nintendo Switch. Valorant looks like it's just a TF2 mod. To an untrained eye, okay? You know, an updated TF2 mod, and it just shows how horrible Valorant looks. And you guys are saying Halo Infinite looks so horrible. But then you guys say Valorant is a good looking game. You guys say Pokemon Sword and Shield has amazing graphics, okay? You know, and that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.